Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to jump in and we're going to look at some rumours related to the Primaris Marines. It's been quite an emotional week for the Primaris Marines. First we had the leak super heavy tank come out, and the next day they posted the actual article with like all the weapon profiles, everything about the tank, some of its stats and stuff. Of course we had that nice little video off YouTube. I did a couple of videos on it if you want to go and check them out. If not, then it's up to you. But now we have some more rumours coming out about new vehicles and some new vehicle upgrades. Now, please take this with a pinch of salt, a shovel of salt, a truckload of salt, how much salt you want. Please just make sure you have salt, because again, this can just be someone trolling, making stuff up. But apparently, from this rumour, it's an insider source. So I don't know how effective or how much that's guaranteed to be 100%, you know, this is happening. But to be completely fair, I expect Forge World to be doing stuff with Primaris Marines. It's GW's big new launch for Space Marines, to be completely fair, so it would be kind of stupid if Forge World didn't jump on the bandwagon and start doing some Primaris stuff. I know a lot of people hate Primaris. I really do get that. I love them. I know a lot of people who are my friends and who I speak to online and stuff, they love them as well. But I understand some people hate Primaris Marines. Anyway, let us jump in and let us start talking about these bloody rumours. So the article itself is located on the Bell of Lost Souls website. I would please say, if you haven't already, go over to their site. The link is in my description, and click on that article because this is where I'm getting all my information from. Maybe you want to read it first and then come back, and it's just going to be me discussing, well, going through the rumours and actually discussing them. So if you haven't done that, you might want to go and do that first. But if you have, then let's jump in and let's go through the rumours. So it says here at the top, an industry insider tells Bell of Lost Souls Forge World has more minis in the pipe. Here's the rumour. So it says more Primaris vehicles and inventory upgrade kits are in the process from Forge World. A small flyer is coming, roughly the equivalent to, I don't know how to pronounce this flyer name, an Exephrion? I'm terrible at pronouncing things, I'm sorry. I think that's my only downside in life, is that I pronounce everything wrong. Look for variants for the Repulsor tank, most likely new turret options, which sounds awesome. The Redemptor will be getting new weapon kits, and it says in brackets, everyone loved the new dreadnought weapons, and it says defensive upgrades, defensive upgrade kits for Gravis armor. Okay, so let's go back over them one at a time now, and let's discuss what they actually mean. Like I said at the start, I'm definitely sure Forge World are working on something. I don't know if it's this stuff they've mentioned in the article. Again, take it with a pinch of salt. But from a business point of view, Forge World have to be doing something Primaris related, because they're a really big seller from GW. I know people don't like to talk about it, but I kind of see it being a replacement for the Space Marines. I know I could be completely wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but the way business works, it's a ruthless game, and if these guys are selling more than other Space Marines, then of course the business people are going to start producing more of these stuff, because they want things that make money. So let's see how it goes. But like I said, Forge World would be stupid not to be getting involved with the Primaris stuff for like upgrades and stuff. So I can kind of take a little bit of truth to these rumours as of now. So the first line is more Primaris vehicles and inventory upgrade kits are in the process from Forge World. Well, that's great. More Primaris vehicles. I would love some kind of Primaris bikes, maybe some kind of jet bikes or something like that. Some kind of, obviously we've got the hovertech back now, so that would really make a lot of sense. And of course with the actual weapons themselves, if there's one downside to Primaris, is that they don't really have a lot of weapon profiles at the moment. I can understand that's the balance issues with the Primaris, but it's basically bolters and stalker bolters. They don't really have access to flamers, grav guns, or anything fancy and stuff like that. So maybe if they're going to be producing this kind of stuff, we may be getting a new book, some more rules to all this, because obviously you can't really put something out with no rules. That's not the tabletop way. So I'm wondering, because I remember someone mentioning way back that the Primaris are going to get their own codex, but the Space Marine codex came out and it had a Primaris guy on the front of it, so that rumour got squashed a little bit. So I'm wondering now that you know, Primaris are in the full swing of things and we're starting getting more stuff. Of course, the super heavy tank's coming out soon. I wonder if they're going to get basically a dedicated rulebook just for themselves and more weapon options. Again, on the subject of weapon options, I would absolutely love personally, since I'm doing executioners, I would love axes. You know, weapon profile for power axes and mauls and, you know, all that kind of insanely cool stuff to be added to the Primaris, because I think they're just a little bit light at the moment. But then again, like as I said, I can understand, because that's the balance issue via tabletop. Moving quickly down the list, the next rumor was a small flyer is coming, roughly the equivalent to the fighter, which name I can't pronounce. I'm sorry guys, I'm awful. So the actual fighter, I was kind of surprised that we didn't really have any air units. As someone who's been playing tabletop now since 8th edition and has specialized in a Primaris only force, I can definitely see that the weakness for Primaris is air. Every game I've played against my friend Marcosian, he brings his flyer units in, and of course they can transport Marines, so they can basically transport his army straight across into my lines with, like, in the first turn if he goes first, and can cause a lot of damage, and I can't really do anything really against that. So if maybe I could have maybe some kind of transport flyer for my Primaris, then I would really love that. But then again, in the Dark Imperium novel, they actually did mention a flyer for the Primaris, which is a transport flyer, but the name eludes me at the moment. I'm so sorry. If someone could find that, I'd really appreciate it. But they did, I do remember the description of it, because they did say that it made the Thunderhawk look small. It was that big. It basically made the Thunderhawk look tiny. So that is a huge kit. So if they ever do bring a Primaris transport flyer out, of course it's probably going to be Forge World, and of course it's got to be absolutely huge. Now, jumping back to the actual flyer which is mentioned in here, it looks like it's going to be like basically a small thing, maybe it's going to be actually dedicated to be like, I don't know, an anti-vehicle, maybe anti-flyer kind of flyer. So yeah, I think it sounds good. For someone like me who collects models more than I collect more than I actually game, so from that kind of standpoint, I would be hoping this is true, just so I could have a new model to put in my display cabinet to just look at and go, okay, that's pretty cool. Pick up in my executioner color scheme. So yeah, if that's true, then that's no argument for me. I'm deadly looking forward to that. I think that would be a pretty awesome thing to bring to the table. And the next one is dedicated to the Repulsor tank. Now, not a lot of people hate the Repulsor tank. I absolutely love the Repulsor tank. I love how it looks. I love how it moves. Everything about it. I love all the decorates on it. I just think it's brilliant. So the rumor to this is, like, look for variants of the Repulsor tank, and it says in brackets, most likely new turret options. So they're basically saying well, they're guessing that it is turret options, but maybe they're going to have like different versions of it. Maybe they're going to have, you know, like more of an anti-infantry one or anti-tank ones. I know the Repulsor at the moment that you can actually buy is a transport tank as well, but maybe, you know, they actually may do ones that are just not transport, they're solely just there just to fire down units. I know that's what the super heavy tank is there for at the moment, but maybe this is a, you know, a lesser point variant, you know, a more smaller compact one, that kind of stuff. And of course, if they do bring out new turret options, then again, that's very exciting news as well, because I'm wondering what they can do. At the moment, we've got the Gatling cannon and we've got the las cannon, the main weapons, and you've got all the rocket pods, storm bolters. You can put so much things on the top of this tank. It's absolutely incredible. All the DACA, like I said, you can bring all the DACA to the battlefield, unless, you know, you're like me, you go to Warhammer World, you spend a week creating it, and your friend goes first and he destroys it within the first 5 minutes, and you didn't get to move or shoot anything, and you just end up crying in the corner, because that really happened, and it really got me upset. But yeah, if they start bringing out new variants, like new turrets and stuff, I'd be happy for that. And I'm just trying to wonder, what kind of turrets can they bring out? Are we going to start seeing stuff like flamers, grav turrets, maybe, you know, like what's on the super heavy tank? I've actually forgot what they're called now, but like, I think they're called macro accelerators or something like that. Maybe like small versions of that to go on the Repulsor. I think that'd be brilliant. That would definitely make me go out and buy another repulsor tank just to fit those different weapon heads on it and stuff like that. So if that is definitely true, then I'll be definitely picking up some of that stuff. And the next point is the Redemptor. Now the Redemptor is a dreadnought, and it says here we'll be getting new weapon kits, and in brackets everyone loved new dreadnought weapons. I think they've worded that a bit wrong. So everyone loves new dreadnought weapons. So it looks like this one is basically just weapon upgrades for the Redemptor dreadnought. Again, just like the tank, I would mostly welcome. Well, I would definitely welcome that. If I could pick something, I would love more melee orientated weapons for the Redemptor. I would love like siege drills and all that kind of stuff. Maybe a grav bombardment. I know I'm being very cheesy, but hey, please. It'd make my model look awesome. I know it'd probably be awful to play against on the tabletop, but I think that would be pretty awesome. But yeah, if they do bring that out, again, another model to look forward to. I don't think there's anything in these rumors at the moment that's made me go, oh, I don't like the sound of that, or that's crap. I think maybe it's because my fanboyism for Primaris is at an all-time high at the moment, so I'm just really hyped about anything that comes out of Primaris. Like, I've got every Primaris model at the moment. Every Primaris model that GW has released at this time, I actually own. I haven't built it all. I'm slowly building it. But at the moment, I own everything because I absolutely love it. I'm truly in love with Primaris at the moment. And the last and final point, defensive upgrade kits for Gravis armor. Now, I was actually hoping that maybe they would bring some kind of Terminators out. I know we have the Primaris aggressors, but I was hoping. I think there's one big thing that Primaris miss, and that is melee orientated units. I know we have the Reavers and stuff like that, but I'm on about like very defensive kind, basically Terminators. I want Terminators with like Storm Shields and Thunder Hammers and stuff like that, but in Primaris form. And of course, that would be Gravis armor. So I'm wondering if they're going to be making like brand new kits dedicated towards that. And then again, they'd need new rules and stuff, which leads back to the point that a new book or new rules may be coming, because if they're bringing all this out, which is stated on here, then I would definitely see it as a brand new book coming out. It would have to have a brand new book. You don't want to be carrying around like, loads of pieces of paper because you're just printing off like separate rules, rule pages and all that, or Forge World. I actually just want a dedicated book where I can just quickly reference, or on the apps you get and stuff like that, where you can just quickly reference all this kind of stuff. So again, another big yes for me for Gravis armor. Give me all the Gravis armor. I absolutely love Gravis armor. I know a lot of people say it looks like the Marines are really fat. I've really pie Marines. I read once, which made me made me laugh. So yeah, if they do bring more pie Marines Gravis armor out, I'd be definitely up for that. And like I said, I'll be buying it and putting it in my display case to show off to everyone. Well, show off to everyone, show off to me. That's it. Okay, chaps, that is me done for another video. What a week it's been. What an absolute week it's been for Primaris. We had the Super Heavy leak, and then we had the article come out. Now we're getting these rumours come out. And of course, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, more Primaris, oh, more Imperium. I know, guys, I know. I do feel for you Xenos players. You haven't had anything juicy yet. But to be completely fair, I think you guys are going to be getting something big. I know like the new Tyrannid Codex has more or less been seen and stuff now, but I think the next big Xenos upgrade is going to be the Orcs. I think you Orcs are going to get some nice tasty stuff, so hang in there, guys, and I'm sure you'll get something. I would love to get all your feedback on this video. If you've got anything to say, good or bad, but please be respectful to each other, because at the end of the day, we don't want to start a toxic conversation in the comment section. Of course, people are going to be different. Everyone's going to have their different opinions. Just respect each other, and we'll all have a nice, jolly good old purging time. Right, that is me done. See you in a bit, chaps. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. See you now, and bye-bye.